serine then return to the peroxisome. To form glyceric acid. Glyceric acid will then return to the chloroplast the reaction takes place in chloroplast, peroxisome, and mitochondria. Here, hydrogen is toxic to catalase to form H2 plus O2. You just go through it and also go through your book. Isn't it invisible here? Not visible from here? In this year, anything invisible?
Sir, visible.
Yes, sir, it is visible. It is visible, sir.
Okay, go through it. After going through it, go to the photo special written in your textbook, please. Simultaneously. Then it will be very clear to you. Just 2 minutes I am coming. Just 2 minutes. You go through it.
স্যার 3pg এর নিচে স্যার এটা কি লিখেছো?
Kelvin cycle. This 3pg goes to Kelvin cycle.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Completed?
Yes, sir. Completed.
In this photorespiratory pathway, ATP is not synthesized. Even food is not synthesized, glucose is not synthesized. Remember this thing. In respiratory pathway, neither glucose is synthesized nor ATP is synthesized. Remember these things. ATP is not synthesized, glucose is not synthesized. ATP is not synthesized, glucose is not synthesized. CO2 is produced. Regarding ATP is not synthesized, glucose is not synthesized, ATP is produced, CO2 is produced. NADPH plus H plus synthesized. But can you tell me now? So this is the basic thing about it. Here you need to remember 2 glycine is required to form serine. Single glycine cannot form serine. 2 molecules of glycine are required to form serine. Do you know why? Do you know why? Can I rub it out? Can I rub this chart now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I am showing you some reactions here, most important reactions. First of all, okay, first one I have to show you the glycine. This is glycine. Where 2 molecules of glycine takes part, forming serine. What about it? NH2. So here, how many carboxylic groups are here? 1, 2. In glycine, 2 glycine, 2 glycine, 1 here. How many carboxylic group? 1. So 1 carboxylic group is released out as carbon dioxide. Clear? How many amino groups are here? 1, 2. So 1 amino group is released out as. Clear?
Yes, sir.
That's why it is saying that 2 glycine required to form 1 serine. 2H here.
Saline.
Huh? CH2, 2 CH2. H. So here C1 is extra, so CH2 is formed. And OH is formed. Clear? देखो ना. Okay. Next reaction. Look at this reaction. What happens here? Amino group is transferred to glyoxylic acid. After that, by getting amino group, glyoxylic acid would become glycine, and by releasing amino group, the glutamic acid would be a keto acid called alpha ketoglutaric acid. Similar reaction, another one. Look, from serine, amino group is shifted to alpha ketoglutaric acid so that serine is converted to a keto acid called hydroxypyruvic acid, and by getting amino group, alpha ketoglutaric acid is converted to glutamic acid. This is transamination. This is called transamination. Clear?
Yes, sir.
But in C4 plants, photorespiration doesn't occur. In C4 plants, photorespiration doesn't occur. Can you tell me why? Why in C4 plants photorespiration doesn't occur? Can you tell me why? Anyone can say, please? Why in C4 plants photorespiration doesn't occur?
স্যার আরইউবিপি তো শুধু দিনের বেলা ইউজ করতে পারবে, আর দিনের বেলা তো স্টোমাটা বন্ধ থাকে C4 প্ল্যান্টসে।
No, no, no. This is not the case. Think about the C4 plants. How does photorespiration occur? Photorespiration occur when relative concentration of oxygen increases. So CO2 O2 ratio changes. So that RUB is found to react with oxygen. So if RUB is primary acceptor, then there is chance of photorespiration. That is found in case of C3 plants. But you cannot remember, in C4 plants, the primary acceptor is not the RUB, that it is phosphoenol pyruvic acid, which cannot react to the oxygen. So whatever the concentration of oxygen it doesn't matter. So that there is no question of photorespiration there. Because you know RUB carboxylase enzyme, RUB is not found to be present in the RUB carboxylase enzyme, which is required for the reaction, the first reaction of the RUB reacts with oxygen, is not found in the mesophyll cell of C4 plants. So although in the mesophyll cell when light freeze occurs, although the concentration of oxygen increases, but it doesn't matter because RUB carboxylase is not there to catalyze the reaction between RUB and oxygen to initiate photorespiration. Are you getting me?
Yes, sir.
Because you know RUB carboxylase is found in the bundle sheath cells, and in the bundle sheath chloroplast, grana is not there, so there is no question of light freeze. Clear?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Now coming to the next most important one. Can I rub it out now? I'm rubbing it out, please. Next one. Crassulaceae and acid metabolism. Found in Crassulaceae family. CM. Found in Crassulaceae family. And what is Crassulaceae? Family of succulent xerophytes. Fleshy xerophytes actually. Example, pineapple. What is the problem? In these plants, remain closed during daytime to check the rate of transpiration. Stomata remain closed during daytime to check the rate of transpiration. Clear? Stomata remain closed during daytime to check the rate of transpiration. So the stomata remain open at night. So CO2 is required during daytime to photosynthesis, but the CO2 will not be available during daytime as their stomata remain closed during daytime and open at night. Stomata remain open at night. So what to do? Then at night CO2 is to be taken in and to be converted to a Crassulacean acid and to be stored in the vacuole. During daytime, this compound comes out of the vacuole, gas decarboxylate to release of carbon dioxide, then it enters the chloroplast. I am showing you. Can I rub it out?
Yes, sir.
Okay, sir.
Look here. CO2 enters the cell reacts with phosphoenol pyruvic acid to form oxaloacetic acid. Malic acid, malic acid. Here is the chloroplast. So no reaction takes place in the chloroplast. It is at night, daytime. Malic acid, malic acid reacts with pyruvic acid, plus glucose. Pyruvic acid then phosphoenol pyruvic acid. Is it clear? So this is what happened in case of crassulacean acid metabolism. Look at this. Any doubt? You tell me. Remember, the exercise appears similar. Sometimes it seems that like C4 planes, perhaps two types of chloroplasts are no. Here only mesophyll chloroplasts are found. Bundle sheath chloroplasts are not found at all. Are you getting me? In CM plants, mesophyll chloroplasts are found only. Bundle sheath chloroplasts are not at all found. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, remember these things. Sometimes actually the reactions are similar. It seems that. So the carbon dioxide acceptor is always RUBP here. So CO2 acceptor in CM plan is always RUBP. একটু দাও। Okay. ও আচ্ছা হ্যাঁ না আপনার করে দিন আমরা একটু দাও আপনি করে দিন
ভদ্রলোকের পজিটিভ আমরা গেছি কিন্তু কমপ্লিটলি 3 দিন পর ভদ্রলোকের ভদ্রলোকের পজিটিভ আছে তো ওয়াইটের অ্যাকশন হয়েছিল কিন্তু একদিন বাড়িতে সেটাও নেগেটিভ এই কনভার্ট করতে কিন্তু আমি এটা কি হলো ক্লিয়ার হলো আর যদি অনার্স কমপ্লিট করতে পারি তাহলে आपने गलती कॉन्टेक्ट करते हैं अपना इम्यूनिटी का सप्रेस करते हैं इजीली बट इम्यूनिटी का प्रोसेस बेटर को खाओ तो इम्यूनिटी को शुरू में तुम्हारे किसी ट्रांसप्लांट को ट्रांसप्लांट को 3 मिनट तक তাদের জন্য পারে আমি সবাই থাকতে লাভ করি আমরা আমাদের মারা করবো ওরা আমাদের আছে হাইপারগ্লাইসেমিয়া এটা পরীক্ষা সেন্টার শুরু থেকে যুক্ত হয় এটা শুরু করে ভাইরাসের বেশি অবাক হয়ে যাবে তোমার কিছু কিছু বস্তু আছে তোমার কাউন্টারে ডাক্তার দেবে সেটা আইনে আরেকটা কথা আমার সাথে সিম্ব করেছে আমাদের করোনা ভাইরাস একটা ডোজ ছিল তাদেরকে কম আছে শুরু করে
স্যার
হ্যাঁ হ্যাঁ
স্যার আমার মানে ডে টাইমে কি পিপিএ থেকে কি স্টার্চে অ্যারোটা গিয়েছে
হ্যাঁ,
arrow টা?
ডে টাইমে PEPA মানে কি, once the PEPA and starch are interconvertible through pyruvic acid. PEPA is produced from the starch. That's why it is interconvertible, and you can write like this to make you understand like this. Getting me now?
Yes, sir.
Now, can I rub it out? Can I rub it out?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then comes to the factors controlling photosynthesis. What are the factors that control photosynthesis? There are certain factors like light, carbon dioxide, light, temperature, water, so these are the basic factors controlling the photosynthesis. And you know, the most important thing here, whenever carbon dioxide, there is two things you need to remember. One is light compensation point. Carbon dioxide compensation point. Two things here, light compensation point and carbon dioxide compensation point. You see, the intensity of light at which the rate of photosynthesis is equal to the rate of respiration is called carbon dioxide light compensation point. The intensity of light at which the intensity of light at which the rate of photosynthesis is equal to the rate of respiration is called light compensation point. The intensity of light at which the rate of photosynthesis is equal to the rate of respiration is called compensation point. And similarly, in the concentration of carbon dioxide at which the rate of photosynthesis is equal to the rate of respiration is called carbon dioxide compensation point. Clear? CO2 compensation point, that is the concentration, refers to the concentration of carbon dioxide at which the rate of photosynthesis is equal to the rate of respiration. Clear? Is it clear to you?
Yes, sir.
Now, regarding different factors, you know, temperature, water is very easy. You can use cell, go through it, all these things. Light even depend on the quality of light, intensity of light, a lot of things are there. Now, we have to discuss here most importantly the Blackman's limiting factor. Blackman's limiting factor. What is this factor called actually? These factors, what it is said, Blackman said that if a process is controlled by a number of factors, if a process is controlled by a number of factors, then the rate of this process is controlled by the lowest factor. Are you getting me? The rate of whenever a process is controlled by, whenever a process is controlled by more than one factor, then the rate of the process is controlled by determined by the pace of lowest factor. With the factor, the rate of the process is determined by the factor which is close to its minimal value. Whenever a chemical process is controlled by more than one factor, then the rate of the process is determined by the factor which is close to its minimal value. That is lowest factor. Suppose in the morning at dawn, when just light is just come out, the intensity of light is very less. So here the value of light is close to the minimal value. And if other factors remain same, then with the increase in the intensity of light, rate of photosynthesis increases. So here rate is determined by the factor which is close to the minimal value. At dawn, the factor which is found close to minimal value is what? Light. Hello? Oh. When concentration of carbon dioxide is less, with the increase in the concentration of carbon dioxide, rate of photosynthesis increases. Then CO2 should be the limiting factor. So limiting factor is not a constant one. Limiting factor is not a constant one, it varies. Clear?
Yes, sir.
I am showing you one chart, then easier for you to understand. Okay. Then you see rate of photosynthesis. When light intensity increases, after a certain limit, it doesn't show the increase because other factors are found limiting. Increases, you see. After this point, you see, this is the point beyond which there is no increase further. This is what the role of intensity of light. Is it clear to you?
Yes, sir.
At point A increases, at point B gradually decreases, and it becomes in point C it becomes constant. Further increase will not take place. Is it clear? Percent of sunlight is required to carry out photosynthesis. That's why light is very rarely a limiting factor in different actually places, except the plants are growing in the shade or they are growing in the dense forest. Otherwise, during that time, light cannot be limiting factor because only 10% of the light energy is utilized. The plants which are growing in the shade, they are receiving less light intensity. Those are in the dense forest, lower plants, then actually the small plants are getting less light intensity. In that case only, you will get light as a limiting factor. Otherwise, very rarely light can be considered as a limiting factor. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
So this is what about the factors controlling different processes. You know, concentration of carbon dioxide actually in C3 and C4 plants they vary. The requirement, you know, in case of C3 plant, if concentration of carbon dioxide, you know, is less, then obviously it may lead to photorespiration. But in case of C4 plant, if even concentration of carbon dioxide is less, then also there is no scope of photorespiration. Remember this thing. Light is high. When intensity of light is high, then in case of C3 plant or even C2 plants, they respond quickly and the rate of photosynthesis increases. But when intensity of light is low, then neither C3 plant nor C4 plant respond at any concentration of carbon dioxide. Are you getting me? That means concentration of carbon dioxide and intensity of light is very much correlated. Suppose if light intensity is less, then suppose light intensity is found very less, then what to do? At that time, if even concentration of carbon dioxide varies or it is getting up, then also the rate of photosynthesis will not be actually affected or will not be hampered or it will not be increased. Are you getting me? Suppose CO2 is high, concentration of carbon dioxide is high, but light intensity is low, but if it is a condition, then neither C4 plant nor C3 plant respond to it. That was here. Whenever concentration of carbon dioxide is high, then light intensity but light intensity is low, then neither C3 nor C4 respond to these. That is, rate of photosynthesis not going to be increased. But when intensity of light is more, but when light intensity is high, both C3 and C4 plants respond to high CO2 concentration and rate of photosynthesis increases. When light intensity is high, both C3 and C4 plants respond to high CO2 concentration and rate of photosynthesis increases. But when intensity of carbon dioxide is high but light intensity is low, then there will be no change in the rate of photosynthesis. Are you getting me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
You need to remember these things. C4 plants can respond to higher temperature than the C3 plants. Water is very much required for photosynthesis because water is most important one. It is to donate hydrogen. So availability of water is most important to carry out photosynthesis. If water is not given, then the plants will. If important plant is very clearly shown. If it is not water for 2-3 days, then obviously the rate of photosynthesis decreases. And if it is not given water even after that, then the plant will die. So the water availability of water is the most important factor. That's why the intensity of light, the carbon dioxide concentration, the temperature, and also the availability of water. All are the important factors controlling photosynthesis. And similarly, you need to remember the black mass limiting factor. What it is said, when a process is controlled by a number of factors, then the rate of this process is determined by the factor which is very close to its minimal value. That means that's why in shaded plants or in case in dense for the plant, the light is found to be limiting factor. At different conditions in the environment, sometimes CO2 is found to be limiting factor. It depends. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Generally, among the C3 plants and C4 plants, which is respond to actually, which is found actually sensitive to the high temperature. C3 plants are very sensitive because at high temperature their productivity decreases. Because high temperature is linked to the photorespiration also. And also if it is temperature high, then again photodestruction may occur. But in case of C4 plants, they actually not sensitive to high temperature. High temperature cannot affect them in the process of photosynthesis. So if you compare these two plants, C3 plants and C4 plants, which are most adapted to the high temperature, the C4 plants are adapted to high temperature. Remember these things in comparison to the C3. So optimum temperature for C4 plants is high than that of the C3 plants. Clear? Optimum temperature for the C4 plant is found high than that of the C3 plants. Is it clear to you?
Yes, sir.
So it is clear the factors light, the concentration of carbon dioxide, temperature and water. Clear their role?
Yes, sir.
Now the chapter photosynthesis is completed. Okay. Our next chapter should be the respiration.
Sir, next date এ তো অফলাইন আসবো না।
না নেক্সট ডেট অফলাইন 15th এর আগে অফলাইন হবে না আসলে, কারণ 15th এর এই হচ্ছে কি আমরা যে ঘরটা আমি নিয়েছি ইয়েতে ফার্স্ট কোর্সে করলে হবে। অ্যাকচুয়ালি আমি জাস্ট একটা ওভারভিউ বলেছি শুধু। Whenever a process is controlled by a number of factors, then actually this process is ultimately controlled by the pressure of the lowest factor. Actually, pressure of the lowest factor means sometimes it is light, sometimes it is carbon dioxide. And how it is going to control, you can go through it at detail. কথা বুঝতে পেরেছিস কি বলেছি?
হ্যাঁ স্যার।
দেখ নাহলে আমি হয় আজকে তো হবে না, নেক্সট ক্লাসে আমি আবার একটু বলে দেবো আর কি। ডেসক্রিপশন শুরু করে এরপর একটা ফাঁকে বলে দেবো, ঠিক আছে?
ওকে স্যার।
স্যার তাহলে রেগুলার রুটিন